Hey guys, we're live again. Sorry, Larry ended the last. He ended part one when he left to go to his keynote. So we're back live again. This is part two. Hopefully everybody will not think that we ended our normal stream, because that is the case. We did not end it, at least not intentionally. So, but
yeah, if we get half, we'll have 5 people here.
We just don't have the fancy little icon there, so I'll have to go change the picture later on. So, but I'm gonna be building the castle again. I'm gonna go ahead and start my recording again of my OBS. So,
Jesse, what are you building?
So I've been doing medieval stuff ever since I got the castle.
Ooh.
I'm more of a superhero guy, so I'm delving into new territory, if you will. And I'm starting to do like little D&D stuff. So I want to do like little Dungeons and Dragon like modulars.
Ooh.
So you could take this to your game, and this is your tavern, and you could play outside the tavern and or go inside the tavern. So you just turn around and do your little scene inside the tavern.
Did you just build that already tonight?
No, I built this week. Okay. So this is the tavern. And then I built this crypt.
Oh, nice.
So you go in the crypt, you got a monster or something. It's just, but then my idea is you have a 16 by 16. You got the front.
Yes.
So you can do the scene like, do we go in? Is there a trap door, monster, whatever? And then flip it around and you can start going into the building or whatever. So.
Hey Larry, can I do some live proportion constructive criticism for you on the crypt?
Sure, call me Jesse though.
What'd I say?
Larry.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Sometimes you call Larry Jesse and me Larry. We look a lot alike. We're 9 days apart. We're actually 9 days like to the year, the same
so
age.
I have a visceral reaction to that. It's fun. I want to build it. I want to play with it myself. I want to like build stuff based off of it. The one thing I would suggest, just like based on like classic proportions, would be to raise the center arch so it's not the same level as the sidewalls. Okay. That's it. It's like it's perfect how it is, but I think it'd be even better than perfect.
Like that?
No. The arch above the arch, not the vines. So that the doorway in the center, if it was higher than it would look like columns on the side, like almost like a Trevi fountain.
So sink this, do something different above the arch.
Yes. So put the arch, like I would say, like maybe 2 bricks higher than where it's at.
Raise the arch up so that.
Well, what I could do is like I could pop a couple off there and like
that even looks yes. I could even if it looked different than the sides, It would. I think if it was higher than the rest of the wall, like if the arch came up, like if the bottom of the arch started at the top of the wall that you have now, like if you like where you have the figure, if the bottom of the arch started there, that'd be really cool. It'd give it like more of a gate feeling that the monster was coming out of, but like it's great how you have it now.
Thanks. Yeah.
Before you tore the pieces off.
No, I whipped these together. I didn't even look at content for this one. I'm just like, I can do a crypt.
Yeah, so, what I like is that it's super.
I was
original.
like, I want to use these lion heads and this door piece, and this is what I got. And then check this out. So I made a lion on the side.
Yeah.
Let's search for a secret door.
Oh, nice.
And there's a secret door.
It's so rare that people can use that lion head piece effectively. And I think you nailed that.
It's built into the door, so
if you're like hard to use, isn't it?
I've got a few of them, so yeah.
I have like
usually you can like put like them on the corner. You know, you only use like 4 or 8 of them, and you're done.
But the way they act like inverted slopes, it's kind of like hard to see them. Even if you use them in a way that you like, it's kind of like people have trouble seeing that they're there. You know what I mean? So it's like. I've seen them used very poorly, and I really like the way that you implemented them in this build.
So that's what it looks like without that monster. Maybe that helps a little.
I like the monster. The monster's
Right.
like perfect, but I really like the space above the arch because it gives it a different proportion and like sets the doorway apart from the wall.
Yeah. I'll do a little outcropping or something here to do something.
Yes, absolutely.
Then, yeah, I like that idea because you should have like on the tavern, and I got a couple other buildings. Like I made this, but I'm not happy with it yet. You put something above the door.
Yes,
like
a correlation or something. Yeah,
this was going to be my wizard tower, but then I'm like, I got to go classic circular. So this became the seamstress.
I was gonna say it looks like a shop though.
Shop, yeah. So this is a shop where you'd go buy your gear, some clothes, maybe a magic rug or whatever. And, we got the parrot and stuff. So I'm not too happy with all of that, but it's like
what parts are you not happy about?
Like it's like too many stripes. I used like purple. I striped it like kind of on purpose, but kind of because I ran out of purple, so I couldn't do all purple. I ran out of purple. That was as many round cylinder purples as I had, so I did a combo.
I would say like the stripes threw me off a bit, but like I appreciate the idea of it. It's kind of like if you had lighter purple, it would make more sense instead of the gray. Do they make the lavender? Do they make the 2x2 round brick in lavender? Or
I don't think so. Not yet. I don't think, anyways.
If it was striped with something besides gray, it would make perfect sense.
Yeah, so I might swap out some colors here, and then it's good. It's good to go. It's ready for gaming at least.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, during the stream, I've been building.
I love
a true rounded sorcerer's tower.
Love it.
And then just like those, you flip it around. You can be playing inside the tower.
What I like about the technique you used is like the interior looks uniform as well as the outside. So it's not like there's some sort of technique behind that you can't ever look inside and build a cool interior for. But like that looks completely acceptable as an interior wall.
Right. Yeah, that was like, okay, I can't like you might not see them if you were not doing an interior, and you could use different cylinder colors or whatever colors. You'll see them a little bit with this technique, I think, though, because the rock work is, you can see through, like, so you have to kind of keep it the same.
Like if you use like,
but I could throw a couple colored rocks, but yeah.
I would say if you had the pieces to do it, like if you use the your 1x1 rounds and your 1x1 with side stud with dark gray instead, it might look like grout, but it's like there's enough depth in it that it gives it like a shadow of brickwork. Like I immediately responded to it as like something unique. So I like that you put the arch door in the center.
Yeah.
To not just be like it's round, I can't do anything else with it. You worked like the round technique into the doorway, which is really fantastic. It looks good. It looks really good.
Thanks. Yeah, it looks like I put more hinges up here to hold it together.
Yes.
I could probably do brackets on them to do like like some a stripe, and then continue the technique a couple of levels.
Well, and since you have two levels of the hinge plates, you can put 1x2s with side studs on it and like build whatever sort of crenellation you want between the door and the next level. Because you would have the perfect snot space to do that with just putting 1x2s with side studs on top of those hinges.
Yeah, because it'll be one brick, perfect, and then just continue.
Exactly.
So far, so good.
Yeah, it's great. This is fun. This is really fun to watch. It's like I love like
I'm like watching Game of Thrones. I'm getting all like medieval.
My favorite part is that you're like, I'm outside my wheelhouse, so I'm going to try some castle stuff, and then everything you showed was like amazing.
Yeah, I'm like, I did. That was all like this, like in the last week or so.
Nice. Dude, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
you have to tell us the format on that so we can all make kind of stuff for your game. So we can.
Yeah, well, if I really nail it, it might be something I try to put out there as instructions to.
Well, I don't know if you noticed. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I did some research like Lego D&D and like there's stuff from 5-6 years ago, but nobody's done anything recently. And I think there's going to be a surge with this new movie and the Ring of Power coming out and everything. So
for the first time since 2010, the Minnesota.
What is that?
That's Mike. Mike, I muted you.
Anyway,
there's
I'm
three
looking
tables.
at.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm looking at techniques and figuring it out on the way. So I want to say this. I haven't done too many castles. So
Jesse, if I can inspire you to like go further with this in the easiest way to make it like a community-based thing is at Brick World Chicago. And again, I'm not just promoting myself. I'm trying to promote you as well. If you come up with a standard, like there's a 16 by 16 base, and they connect this way, and it's D&D rules. We have 3 tabletop gaming events that happen at Brick World, and they just happen because someone submits the activity. People get together and do it. We have Brickfest. Now I've forgotten the other. Brickfest. There's one with mechas.
The mech battle, yeah. And then the doesn't Brickmania do one too? The brick
micro brick tank battle.
But yeah, they haven't been at Brick World for a while. So and then the Munchkin guy used to do one. So it's like the activity and like post, because whatever activity like you submit for it to do as a group, if you have a Google Doc that explains the standard, we'll just like link it in the activity and people can like click on it.
And then other people could bring their like modular and we could have a random world generated there. That'd be pretty fun.
We have tons of outside space where people can just make that happen. So and if you know enough people before June 2023 that have modules, like you can have a collaborative display going. And it can become like the next GBC where people are like, here's all my D&D stuff. Because the other property right now based off D&D is Stranger Things. And that's why D&D got its like reinvention to make the movie. And by the way, the trailer looks amazing. Like you put Chris Pine in it and you make him sing and do action and do all this other stuff. I'm like, I want to do that for sure. Yeah. Or at least like look it up on streaming when it comes out. Like, but I think I think it's gonna be a good property. But you have a passion for it. That's the difference. It's like if you want to do it, just do it. Like give it a shot. You have a platform with conventions, not just Brick World. Any convention will give you the space to do it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Give it a shot, man. Go for it.
Yeah, I think this year what happened with like the Munchkin was I don't think he could get it in a suitcase this year. So hopefully next year, because I did save some money this year because I didn't have to pay for my seat this year in the auction. So
I hope he'll come back because a lot of people come out to see him.
That or even if nothing else, if Steve comes this next year, maybe so that would be kind of cool too. So because he usually comes up too. So
which Steve?
Steve Jackson. So
the
creator of Munchkin. So
that's what I thought we were talking about.
Well, no, Guy Himber is the one who has the board of Crazy Bricks, owner of Crazy Bricks.
Oh,
he has the board. He worked for. He did work for Steve for a little while. Yeah. Because one year,
community, but clearly I do not.
Because the one year Steve was like, because that was the thing. Steve was like the one year. I think the one year he said, "Yeah, I would have been here last year, but somebody booked me into another event." And then guys like, "Yeah, I'm not the owner of the company, so I'm sorry that you had to go to that event." But it was like, so it was kind of so Steve will come if he can. So and then Guy brings the board. So he's taking it to other shows. He took it to BrickCon one year. I got to play. I don't think there are any Lego events. Do you know of any, Mark, in November, December? I mean, not any is there Brickworld, any Brickworld expos in November, December? You don't have any in November, December.
There may be in the future. It's like, that's what I've learned from like buying a public event business. It's like talking to other event owners and like mostly like business people who have families, is like people are looking for stuff to do in the winter months. So I would like to develop some sort of expo or something that happens in the winter, because the people I've talked to that I do event marketing with, they're like, you're an event business and your event is in the summer. I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't it be? It's summer, people travel. And apparently like that's something where like for event marketing, for just events, not just like for promoting a business with an event, there's a huge difference. Apparently like it's hard to draw people to events that occur during the summer indoors. And I'm like, oh, well, that's the entire business model I inherited. Like, was the way doing events in the winter, because like the fear, because Kathy and Brian had that happen to them where they had an event snowed out. And I'm like, well, we're having less and less snow in the Midwest.
So I volunteer, Mark, at a model railroad museum.
Oh,
and I'm
nice.
on the board, and we have our Lego train club there. And so awesome. our best indoor days are when the weather's bad.
Yeah.
Or during Christmas we do we do really well because people are traveling.
There you go. Hoosier's got a suggestion for you. Hoosier's got a suggestion for you, Mark, in the stream there on the.
I know, and that's why I want to go to Kansas City in winter. Yeah, we are definitely working on that, and we have somebody down in Nashville that wants us to come down, and I love this person. So, but like that's the thing, is like people are looking for events when the kids are off school in the winter. Even when like college students come home and they're off for a month, they're looking for things to do together as a family that are indoor, that are outside of the house. And like, there's tons of stuff happening. Like we have in the city, in the city of Chicago, we have Lincoln Park Zoo does caroling for Brookfield Zoo does the caroling for the animals. And Lincoln Park Zoo does like zoo lights. And so like you get to go out and you see like the wolves howl with the ambulance sirens, and like they have all the music and the lights and everything, and the animals that are there that like the winter are out and you can sing to them and whatever. But like the people looking for stuff to do during that time are looking for family experiences, because there's so much going on, especially before the holidays with like the shopping and everything. They want to do things that are actually connecting family.
Weekend or the week before.
Yes, precisely. Since so much shopping happens online now,
we're still experimenting with what days we can, like open before Christmas while kids are out of school and stuff.
Even more so, it's like weekends in the January, February months where it gets the coldest.
Yeah.
We're not hitting spring yet. We're not hitting spring break, and everyone's getting stir crazy on the weekends. We have like this winter depression months, and this winter's like stir crazy months with like families with kids. I'm like, okay, this is where indoor events are supposed to be happening. And it's like, I remember driving to, I don't know if it was the Chicago Auto Show or the Boat Show when I was a kid, in a blizzard, because my dad was like, we're going to get there. I think it had to have been the Boat Show in that case, because he loved boats. Where it's like, Chicagoans will go. And that's why like there's a very populous area where I have my storage unit. And it's Tinley Park, Orland Park, Palos Park, for anybody who knows the Chicago suburbs. And that's where all the malls are. And that's where everybody does their Christmas shopping. And that's where we have 3 lugs that do shows together all the time. And I'm just kind of like, it's 20 minutes from my storage unit. Like, let's try those. But yeah, I think that's kind of like, to make a long story longer, definitely looking at making more winter events and kind of like isolating the summer events as the ones that are currently doing the best for us. But what makes me feel terrible about that as an AFOL is like some of the shows that aren't like producing as much budget wise and giving us a good return on our a good ROI are the ones where we have like the best lugs and like just like the best people like trying and willing to promote. We just may be in the wrong areas or just may have the wrong media strategies. So it's like, well, you know what? This is my full-time job now. What if I did 12 events a year where I'm like doing one a month would be fine. And just like trying to like shoot everything that works. So it's like some of these events have a rotating schedule where they'll do a certain city like every 3 years. And I'm like, I want to be consistent because word of mouth is our best advertisement. So the more often you're there, the more likely you're going to have that word of mouth like pick up. Anyway, I'll stop there. So I can talk business strategy all day long because I don't understand it. And I'm asking for someone to fill in the blanks for me.
Yeah.
For a fun live stream for Lego building. Sorry.
No, I get it. You know, I try to, we want the museum we're at to survive and strive because they're hosting our Lego Train Club and our parts, which is crazy.
Yeah.
We have a unique Lego Train Club that has a group collection of 4 million parts. And so we it's been it's one of, or if not the oldest Lego Train Club. So, and it started with like a kid and his uncle, and then the group just amassed its own like group parts, and it's kind of unique, I think. And I just want them to do well and the museum to do well so that we can continue to be there, because it's been the perfect marriage of Lego trains and Lego in general, even being around this model railroad museum.
With that volume of parts, you can do a lot of like community collaborative builds where like you have a standard, like a literal, like you build exactly this and add it into a display, even if it's like just like a train yard, or like adding containers to train cars, or like teaching kids how to build train cars and adding them to what you have. It depends on the type of pieces that you have in that 4 million parts. But like in the community has a way of like building experience, has a way of building your influence. So
we have an outlet now where we used to be homed inside the Brickmania warehouse. We're in Minnesota, so Brickmania hosted us for a while, and now we're at a museum, so now we can actually come up with like STEM programs and stuff. And and continue, like, because they're open more. At Brickmania we're once a month, and now we're 4 days a week running.
Nice. That's awesome. If I can put on my complaining hat for just a moment, it's like the we want to do a lot more STEM stuff with our expos, especially because we have a lot more room to like work with the public than we do at Brick World Chicago. That's mostly about the AFOLs. And part of the problem we're having moving forward with some of the ideas we've had in the past that we've been like waiting to implement is that the powered up function isn't anywhere near as good as like the power functions interface, and much harder to get people on board with and teach and be able to let everybody be a part of. So we want the same. We really want to do.
Yeah, I use the app for all my stuff. Sorry.
Yeah, it's tough. I do a little bit. We have a junior engineer program, and they're learning model trains for the most part.
Oh, that's nice.
So we take 10-year-olds and 15-year-olds that are family members to the museum, and they get to once a month do a workshop or a clinic and learn how the model trains work. So I was helping teach kids, or the kid I had was soldering the wires underneath the table, like upside down. I'm like, this is crazy, but they're all at different levels. So one kid was totally on it. I'm like, yep, go for it, and I'll just supervise. And
the other one was like pushing his fingers.
Yeah, he like was twisting wires, and he's like, "Ow!" I was like, "Come on!" So, so in October I do a Lego. So twice a year I do a Lego fun thing that's outside of model railroading, and they all appreciate that. So I got some event support that I'm going to help come up with an idea where they can build. It might be a Frankenstein two sets together thing, and make Halloween thing. So I gotta figure that out. But yeah, it's fun to work with the kids, and you can only do so much, right? So we have one of the parents, oh, we enjoy the Lego so much. I have some therapy people, they want to like contribute, and all you have to do is come up with the activity, and we have the brick, right? So I'm like, yeah, that's the hard part. Like it's hard enough for me twice a year to come up with ideas.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing is like making it new every time you're able to do it, and that's kind of like we have enough attendance to be like, hopefully the ones who have been here before enjoy doing it again, and hopefully we're getting enough more like new people that have enough experience in that same project to get a difference with it. And that's why we mostly focus on architecture for our collaborative builds. And try to change them up a little bit every year, but like mostly like leave our resource need lower, like to gain new resources every year. But with 4 million bricks, you probably can change it up quite a bit every year.
Yeah, well,
like you have to have somebody to inventory it.
Yeah, so yeah, we have tubs of just tubs of 2x4. What's that?
It's a ton of time to like have somebody inventory it.
Yeah.
And, like, what you can do with the diversity of pieces that you have. But if it's like tubs and tubs of 2x4 that like make up this this 4 million bricks, you can probably only do like so much, maybe some master builds, but it's all architecture based. And that's the E. Yeah. I'm sorry, that's the A that was added to the E to make it stem from Steam. And it's like we'd rather concentrate on the S, T, E, and M than the A. So like,
yeah. So last time I had the kids build. So we did the 5x train at Brick World, and so we had those bricks, and so I had the kids build a 5x larger brick, and I did the math with them, like, hey, 5 times what's height and width and depth, and what's 5 times 1. I'm like, all right, so we're gonna do or 5 times 2 and 5 times 4. They had to do that because it was a 2x4.
Yeah,
and a little stuff like that. So I did work some math into it last time, and it's a challenge, but it's definitely rewarding. So we made a bunch of huge 2x4s, and then interlocked them and tried to make this long bridge. And we did it on the floor, and I thought it was stable enough. And we tried to lift it to like span a table, and it totally broke with like, because we had like a 20 feet long ones. It was like long. So, and then we took the speed racers and raced the speed racers on it. So that was like one of the best ones. The most recent one anyway.
It's not only about inspiring kids to the possibility of like what Lego can do, but inspiring them for like design careers or like engineering careers or like what else is besides what they're learning in their standard education school system, like giving them shop class before they're in high school.
Sure, yeah, and a role model. Like, I don't want to toot too much, but I'm like, yeah, the parents are there and stuff, and I'm like, okay, so I'm a civil engineer, so I say that. Oh, you can be a civil engineer.
I'm missing a part.
And like some of the kids, when you tell their parents that, they may ask their parents afterwards, what's a civil engineer, you know?
Right.
I
Well,
love that.
yeah, it's easy for me at the train club because I tell them my circle of train knowledge is finding Lego, then finding a Lego train club, then in my job. How does it relate? Well, now I'm working on a train. I'm building the light rail, so I'm working on a train. So I'm actually building.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, you're in. Of course you would be.
They get a kick out of that. Just the infrastructure. Like I'm just a small part of it, but.
Well, let's see. I'm missing a slope. So I'm substituting a clear slope for a gray slope. You know, I just happen to have some because I'm missing a gray slope.
For what build?
The giant castle, the $400 castle. Only the second set within a week I've been missing a part on, so it's kind of interesting. I was missing a part in the Galaxy Explorer too, which is kind of funny. I'm like, what are the odds that I spend $500 in Lego sets and I'm missing a part in each set? What are the odds?
That'll probably show.
Actually, I have the envelope. It's laying around here somewhere with my 2x6 tile for my Explorer that wasn't in the set. I had a clear slope.
One from your own collection?
Well, I happen to have. See, this was one of my lug bulk parts for 2021. I actually 1x2 slope. I did 750 of them. So, because I have lots of the 2x2 clear. Huh?
What set did they use that part in?
The clear slope?
Yes.
Probably one of the architecture would be my guess. Probably one of the architecture fountains or something. Maybe can't think of the sets off the top of my head that I could think of that it would be in. But since I have all the 2x2s that they had on the wall forever, I was like, well, I might as well order some of these 1x1s because that's what was in my motor initially. The last moat I built for the castle was surrounded by 2x2 slopes on the edges, but I couldn't do a very curved one because 2x2 you can only offset enough, but with 1x1s I can do more of a smooth curving moat type stuff. So I'll just substitute that for now.
Puppy is ringing the bells, so I have to go let her out. I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll be here. And you, Jesse, you weren't missing any parts, were you?
No, I like. When it's tough when you're on a stream, you just kind of misplace stuff. I always pour my parts into a plate, a bin, tray, so they're not all over my desk. That helps. It's usually in the bag if you're missing a part, or
That's what I thought it would be, but I didn't see it. I looked in the bag 2 or 3 times and I don't see it. It's kind of weird because there is a lot of dark gray, but well, the other thing too is I haven't finished this yet. I mean, it's possible that they gave me like an extra inverted, like a double inverted slope or something possibly, or an extra one of these guys. You just never know. I'll find out when I get there because once it's in this bag, because there's a bag of bags. But I mean, luckily I've got these clear ones here. I'll just use it. I mean, it'll probably be buried somewhere in the castle anyway, so you won't be able to see it. So,
what piece are you missing?
1x2 45-degree slope. Yeah. How it goes. It's how it goes.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
It's not worth crying over. Just keep building. Keep building. Keep going. So yes. So anybody who's late coming into the stream, yes, this is part 2. We had Larry live from Utah, and when he exited, he actually killed the stream. So I'll have to be doing a special StreamYard 101 session with my co-host to make sure they don't kill the stream again. So StreamYard 101.
He knows better. I mean, when you're on your phone and you're like, I gotta go, you're at a show. Sometimes, I think we made a mistake, didn't we? When we're trying to go live in Chicago.
We might have, yeah. How am I missing? Am I missing another part? Am I missing a bag? Is there another bag, maybe?
Yeah, you might be. It might be another bag.
Is there another bag
there's
too?
So many bags, and you're only on 1 or 2 or whatever you're on.
I'm on 4. 26.
Yeah, that happens. There is probably another smaller bag 4. That sounds familiar.
6. 5. 15. Oh, there's 2 5. There it is. There it is. There's the 6 alive. Well, that's good. That's once they start missing a second part, yeah, there they are.
Yeah, because then you're like, whoa, there's a whole bag missing.
Hey, I miss. Well, see, and that's the thing is, once I'm missing more than 1, now you're like, okay, now there is something going on. So. But it's nice to have extra parts here I can just grab. I am on bag 4. Bag 4. And we are, 2 hours in? So, yeah, I'm hoping I don't go straight through, but, you never know. I might try and binge build. I was missing the 2x6 tile for the front of from the front of the Explorers. Oh, that hurt. Ow, 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 ow. So let's see. Here's my bag. Here's my bag from Lego for my part that was missing. So the very front of the Explorer was missing. Oh wow! Didn't even cut through the thing. It was missing. The very front of the Explorer was missing the 2x6 light bluish gray tile. They sent me a 2x4 dark bluish gray instead of the 2x6 light, and this is what kind of holds the front of the chip together. So that's what I was missing. So pretty much the last part you build, it was the one that was missing. But I had something else that didn't go with it, so it was kind of like, oh, okay, this makes sense. They just kind of sent the wrong parts. It happens. It happens. So, which one are you working? What are you working on now? Are you working on another module? You're working on the round one, the Wizard Tower.
Yeah, so I got a stairway going into it now. So I'm happy with the initial design, and got some rock work going up. Stepping up to the doorway, and I'm gonna cover the sand green with normal green. So we got some greenery on the base, and then the front is kind of done. And so then maybe I'll switch gears and figure out how the inside's going to look before I go taller.
So are all the modules that you've been working on all built on 16x16 plates, basically?
Yeah, so I got a bunch off of bulk. So that's why every time I need something, I just go, oh, I got sand green. And I forget how many I got. Must have got like.
See, and I had a bunch. I bought a bunch of the end of the Nexonite holders. So I had a bunch of the gray, and I actually traded some of those for white. Somebody in the lug out in Colorado had a bunch of white, so I traded a bunch of my gray for a bunch of white. But I think I have a bunch of gray somehow too. So I've got 16x16s. I think for the Space Station of Doom, I need to have Need to have grays. I think I've got some gray. Yeah. This is always good. Yeah. Mike, what are you working on tonight?
I'm trying to get through my dilemma.
Well, what dilemma do you got, Mike?
I got a whole bunch of soldiers with no heads.
Oh yeah.
And part of me thinks I should go faceless and just go the cheapest head I can get.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be a helmet on it anyway.
That's true.
But part of me says, well, why do that? I should put a face on it. That way, later on, I can use it. But then I think, should I order all of them the same head, or should I break them up in groups of like 25? Because if I order all of them in the same head, then I could deal with me, I have, 300 heads I need.
Yeah, it's funny because somebody posted something in the castle, Facebook castle group, and he shows off like, I don't know, thousands, 10, 20,000 helmets, just bags upon bags. And it's just like people are going, wow. And then you're looking at it going, okay, and you're not really doing anything with them. You're army building, but your army isn't being displayed. That'd be like me having, 2,000 ice bears, and they always sit in storage and I never use them. It's like, what's the point? If you're able to get that kind of stuff, use it. And if you can't use it, you're right, sell it. There's a million. Castle is being reborn now. So things where you could make bank off of it to get actually new stuff. So it's kind of those things where it's humorous to see all that stuff. Because in the end, I've got stuff too, but most of my stuff that's going to be like that is just parts, like clear plates. Like I got, tons of bags of those that I'm not using currently, but they were used. So in the
Mike's
end,
got a plan to use his parts. He just needs heads. So I think
he's got clear plates.
I got the same problem like Mike, but I only got 100 of those Black Falconers. And I got enough random heads, like 12 of these or 20 of this and that. And so yeah, I'm still not sure what I'm doing with that army, but
and then my other side of the coin goes, I should just build my buildings and not worry about my heads and worry about the heads when I need, when the structure is built.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Make it happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm practicing building this castle stuff for Dungeons and Dragons, and then maybe it'll turn into a larger MOC, I'm sure, or it'll be this modular Dungeons and Dragons thing.
Have you heard any problems with the online bricks pieces?
I haven't heard it in a while.
I got 2 orders in right now, and I don't know. I'm waiting, so we'll see what happens.
I heard they're tremendously slow. Slow was okay before, but now they're stopped and waiting for a week before they think about getting slow.
Well, actually, I think what happened is I just saw DENLUG just posted something in the ambassador announcements. Things sound like they were actually hiring a bunch of people and trying to clean up the backlog. So it's possible that things are happening. In the end,
changing the whole system too, though.
But the other thing too is, just think of lug bulk. We're in WISLUG. We still have not been invoiced yet. We haven't been invoiced yet. We're still waiting. In the end, it's kind of funny because this is August. We haven't even been invoiced yet. I don't think, anyways. We pay when we order. So everybody's already paid for it, but I don't think we've been invoiced yet. Now I did hear, I think DENLUG or somebody just got invoiced recently or shipped or something recently. So hopefully it's coming. But that might be the other thing too, is if it's possible the bricks and pieces people are also pulling the lug bulk. So you have to switch between all that stuff if possible too, because it's all kind of coming from the same kind of stuff. So that's a possibility too. And therefore, you don't want to really shut down, all those programs. So those the lug bulk makes a lot of money too.
So with you guys talking about figures, this is way off the topic of lug bulk delays, but we had somebody submit to display at Brick World Detroit that was they sent us some pictures they wanted to display, which were really good, castle stuff, and they're we have about a half a table of this. and we could fill up the rest of the half table with these, and it was like pictures of like army building, which I haven't seen since probably like 2008, 2009. Like people just bringing like rows and rows of like their figures, like the army buildings, sort of like mock display. It's just kind of like really cool to see like somebody go through the same process that we already went through as a community, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure, bring it, see how it goes for you. But like, I don't want to like pull the wind out of anybody's sails and be like, no, we don't do that anymore. You know?
Yeah. In the end, it's kind of those things where, yeah, I mean, because in the end, I mean, if it looks like a battle type thing, that's kind of the stuff that always looks cool. You know, you want to make it look
like it looks like a vendor selling vintage vintage minifigs.
Oh,
they're all just in a row. It's like the army builders of old.
Yeah,
imagine Recon in 2008, where like they were just like people would just show up and be like, "Here's all my rare figures in columns and rows." You know, that sort of display. And I'm like, yeah, sure.
Hey, how much are these?
Right, and that's the thing is like, that's what I say is like, come join us. Like, I think you'll enjoy like meeting other members from the community who might have gone through like this. Not saying like we have a very nice way of saying like who might have gone through the same phase as you're going through right now, but we've put in the caveat of like if you want to bring your army, know that you should guard it at all times if you have rare figures in there, because some jackass might be there to just pick rare figures off of displays, and if you have an entire display of just rare figures, you may really want to just like sit on it all weekend, you know.
Target.
Yeah,
well, that was
a 26-cent head off of Lego brick-a-brick. Is more expensive than my figure right now.
Oh no, I'm not advising you at all. That's like,
I mean, the heads I'm looking at are more expensive than the rest of the figure. Or the shield, helmet, the torso, and it blows me away on how much they want for a stupid head.
Your guys' conversation just like sparked an anecdote in my head. I'm not trying to give you aggressive advice.
No, he's
just talking out loud.
Oh, okay, good. So was I. Perfect. We're all doing the same thing.
Well, he's looking for advice, but
I mean,
I'm on the same boat.
One figure is less than 75 cents.
It's my advice then, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. So,
sorry, Mike. Didn't mean to cut you off. What were you saying?
My whole figure costs less than 75 cents.
Great. It's fun. Oh, you're breaking my Gen X heart here.
That's not the figure.
Maybe hard.
But I just got that in the mail the other day.
It's nice. It's real nice.
It's kind of those things where it's a matter of hunting for good stuff. Well, actually, there was the one year that somebody actually was displaying next to me, I think, at one of the Brick Worlds, and might have been somebody maybe his first year or whatever, early years, and actually had covered up his display when he left. And of course, Joshua came through.
Right.
Like there's something here, but it's covered, and I don't know what it is. And you're kind of like, and you almost you feel bad because you're like, wow. I mean, I guess I should have told him. You probably don't need to cover that. I think I might have said it. You know, like you might not have to cover that. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of those things where, I mean, if it was something super cool, you know, after the walkthrough, it didn't get any extra coolness, you know, because I mean, it's covered, and so kind of that's, you know, so in the end, that's the other thing. If you bring stuff,
you learn.
Was that
rare. What
was that? Expo?
No, that was Brick World Chicago. I mean, it was the one year I think I had I think I had one of the earlier stages of the castle when it was clear. It was one of the interviews where I think I said Lego capes way too many times, and was like, and I, because it was late, and Josh walked through, and it's super late, and the kid was right next to me, and his stuff was covered.
Josh was 13.
Yeah, probably one of the early years, yeah. And he just kind of like, well, there's something here, but I can't tell what it is. And you're kind of like, I want to feel bad because it's like, oh, I thought I kind of tried to tell him you probably don't want to cover it, but and that's kind of the thing is, I mean, but if you bring in figures and stuff like that, if you're like what you were talking about earlier, in the end, that's what you're going to end up doing. In the end, you might miss an opportunity of having a really cool setup next to all your figs that won't get any extra attention because it'll be covered because you're trying to protect.
You learn a lot the first year, as far as like what to bring and how protective of your stuff you need to be.
And how where to put stuff that
how trusting you can be too.
Yeah.
Be trusting,
and that's kind of where you make your connections and learn from people and all that stuff. And that's what these big shows are about, is kind of making the connections, and because you never know when those people might end up becoming part of your lug, like with Denver. One of the members in ArcLug is now the ambassador of DENLUG because he moved out to Colorado, and then one of the guys in Denver moved out. Huh?
He's not a member of ArcLug anymore, is he?
No.
No.
How about no? No. But yeah, that's I'm having a brain fart because I'm trying to look at my instructions. That would be.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's. Oh man, I have a super brain fart.
This is some confusing instructions.
Oh, Zach and Ashley. Zach was the one that brought the cow thing the one year. The cow into glue. Mock the one year where you had the movement where the cows would be at one end and the glue would be coming out the other end, and it made the sounds of cows mooing and stuff and everything.
Oh, I thought you said glue. I was like, do you mean horse?
No, glue. Oh, maybe it was horses. Horses in one end, glue out the other. Yeah.
Yes, that would make more sense.
That was what it was. Yeah. So
that's morbid.
Hey, I mean, it's Lego. You can do stuff that maybe you wouldn't normally do elsewhere, and someone will hopefully get the humor in that. Is what kind of you're hoping?
Yeah, make this guy
get away with a little bit more, maybe perhaps.
That's his right and my right.
Yeah, I think I can do better at hiding that.
Hey, look at that. 2 bag 4. Woohoo! 2 bag 4. Look at that. Oh, I got something. Got the kitchen. Ooh, a little kitchen.
What is that?
And I got the blacksmith.
What are you building?
Yeah, I'm building this behemoth. I'm building the big castle.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'll ask you twice more before I get off this call.
It's okay. I'm opening bag 5. We're moving on to bag 5. I think there's enough bags in here.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
Well, the funny thing is I was thinking after I'm done, I'm going to have to compare it to the blacksmith shop and the castle in the forest.
If you put it next to the blacksmith shop, you're going to be like disappointed.
The 3-in-1. Well, I mean, I'll redo the blacksmith shop so it's behind the walls.
So that's what I did. Iceberg told me to do it. Yeah, on the stream last time, I was like, yeah, just a little small.
Make the blacksmith shop smaller. You can. I mean, in the end, this one's kind of got a little bit of a, no, it doesn't have the blacksmith yet. It's got like the troop room, but in the end, it's kind of, the blacksmith shop was pretty big in terms of just the size, and that was, obviously if you look at it, it's probably more or less for the sense of the amount of detail that's in it, but it could be smaller. So, oops, get that wrong. So, and that's but if nothing else too, I can take all those sets and change it up too, and
they haven't had a dedicated castle line for quite a while, right?
No, they haven't. No.
So they're not dedicated to the same scale.
Yeah, I'd say the last one would have been 2013 with just the castle stuff would have been the last time they had something.
Yeah. And they had my favorite castle line ever, again, just to repeat the bat last week, was these dudes. Giant are like the epitome of the castle Lego line.
They bring that stuff back. I mean, that would be hot too. I mean,
I think they're more likely to bring the yellow castle back before they would bring back the trolls. But the trolls mine blew my mind.
But they got a lot of
Target so fast in my life.
But they got a lot of the big fig type stuff in the other stuff. I mean, I guess they should look and compare it to like the Marvel and stuff and say, how well do the sets with the big figs and those do? I mean, if they're popular with Hulk and all that, maybe that's kind of how you would gauge it, maybe, So maybe.
Yeah, we can't control them.
We can't. We can offer them suggestions of what to try. They might listen to us. They might not. That's kind of how it goes. I mean, in the end, it's not even so much about listening to us about the suggestions, because they'll think, oh, it's just for you guys. Like, well, no, not necessarily. You don't know how many young kids might want to try to do that. I mean, and you especially when you're talking about what's happening in the real world in some of the places, maybe going back a couple hundred years with medieval and stuff might not be a bad idea. I mean, that's true fantasy there. I mean, true conflict of a nature that's probably a little bit more romantic than the current conflict we have in a lot of the real world stuff these days. So
how many people are watching right now, Reed?
4. We lost a boatload when Larry killed us.
No, that's
fine. We had 9 or so when he was here. We had 9 watching. So I mean, it's probably happening. Huh?
Let's have this conversation with one person I've known for 13 years. One person I've known for maybe 1 year, and then one guy who I can't even see his face, who I don't know at all, and then 4 randos. I had an NDA call with Lego recently, and I think I failed hardcore on what they were trying to get, because I was just like, I just sat there and was like, hey, where's your marketing department versus your legal department right now? Because watch what it was an outside company that was like running it, and I was like, hey, I'm more than willing to do this with you, but like, how is it possible I haven't signed an NDA yet? And they were like, oh, we don't have an operating NDA. And I was like, well, you should. You know the AFOL community. And I was like, I probably don't want to talk to you unless you have an NDA, because I'm like, the Lego group wants one. I don't know why you don't have one. And then they were like, hey, thanks for your advice. We got everyone in this group on NDA. And it was basically like the conversation. They asked me a number of questions, but like mostly what I led to was like just being consistent with the community at whatever cost they need, because obviously they have a lot of turnover in marketing, they have a lot of turnover in legal, and so like what they offer and what they ask for from the community like is always changing.
Well, so since they got rid of the community team, I mean it's hard to know what's going on because they got rid of a lot of that stuff. But
right,
a lot of that too comes back to the year 2017 when they got rid of a lot of people. I mean, you don't have you don't have 100. No, I was 16, but you don't have 100th store opening twice because you know what you're doing. You know, I mean, it just so
yeah, they had some questions about the AFOL community, and I was like, okay, I'm like, I appreciate what you guys are looking for, but I'm like, they've been looking for this for years, and I'm like, they need to start taking better notes because like it's always going to be this way, like this or this might shift, but it's like when the community gets like hit with these questions that like we've explained before or that like we've seen people like cut out for before, I'm like, you just kind of have to start like weighing what you want. Like we understand that like it's a business, and so like the adult fan community events get certain benefits taken away and like reintroduced and this and that, but I'm like, for the most part, they just like get reduced. I'm like, to the point where like this is my appreciation for Lego. This is my trust for Lego. It's like as long as I always get like this and that apex is always there, great. And that's what I really want. But like all the in between, I'm never ever gonna rely on. I'm like, I'm going to do these things on my own, and I know how to do these things on my own. So if I lose that support, like I know it's not your fault. I know it's you want to, but like you're bringing in new strategists and this and that. So it's like,
yeah. I mean, it's kind of, you know, I mean, it's, you know, it's, you know, and you're right. I mean, they need to, it's, you know, because you do want to know what everybody is thinking and all that stuff. But you're right. I mean, in the end, we can be thinking a lot of stuff, but are you prepared to really be able to do anything, you know, if, you know, with that information? I mean, because, you know, they provide the information, but are you going to do anything that, you know, makes sense? I mean, and they do a fair amount. I mean, they have been lately. I mean, in terms of some of the,
they do quite a bit. They're fantastic for a brand sponsor for letting us semi use their brand. Like, I really couldn't complain, but I just did. And the guy who was running the focus group or the whatever it was, he's all like, thank you for your input, but we're asking for feedback on like the new Duplo 2. So what on earth are you talking about? You know, it might not have had anything to do with what he was actually talking to me about. But it did have some implication towards like paying. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna steer you off a bit and just ask them to focus on XYZ. And not surprisingly, they have not communicated back since. So
what's going on here? It seems to be at two different heights here. Something doesn't make sense here. Something wrong. Something wrong.
All right, I got an acceptable staircase.
We will be the judge of that. Oh, I like that. Oh my god, that's awesome. I like the way it blends in, like proportion wise. Like I like the pattern you chose. Like nice. the randomness of like how the stones would set.
Yeah, I'm throwing some random color in.
You change some of your wall stones, your wall tiles too. Oh, look at you! You have you have a for lack of a better word at the moment, like a border at the top with the torches.
Yeah,
with the black.
That's what I was seeing. I did black because I'm not sure what I was gonna do. Blue, you know.
You have studs.
It's got to be kind of a neutral, like, you know, for gaming. Like it might be an evil sorcerer, it might be a good sorcerer. You don't know. Put the guy right in there. Oh, I should have put a stud in there.
Here you go. Here you go.
There we go. Yes. Don't keep that unguarded. You know the street value of that?
Submit that mock, man. That's good to go.
Do you know the street value of this mountain? Hey, Jesse, what I liked about what you put as your next row of bricks above the arch with those black plates is that you can, with the exposed studs of the plates, you can change it to whatever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, so I started with black, and I thought if I come up with a third color combination, because I like 3 tones in any building, you can't just do blay and dark, blay and dark, gray and light gray, dark blay. You got to have some like 3 tones of color, like this one. Even it's not the greatest, but I got purple and lavender and gray. So
you already have a tertiary color in your rounded tower with the base plate because you're doing like greenery.
Yeah, this one is.
Oh, I love that.
Mint.
I love that.
Mint and chocolate and gray.
right.
What do you think of this one, Kevin? If that's Kevin.
I'm sure it's Kevin. It's got to be Kevin.
It's basic, but I want it to be like D&D playable. So you get your army. It's your tavern. Well, the roof came together with I just grabbed this piece. This is if I can.
Yeah, it's hard to see black.
2 pieces right there.
Yep.
And then I did just a simple hinged thing, and then staggered. And then I staggered the tile.
Oh, nice.
So it wasn't too complicated. And anyway, 3 colors is this is kind of that magic number right there. You got green, you got brown, you got gray, a little black.
Yep. You have a dominant, a complement, and a accent.
There you go. Yeah.
3 ways to do color.
How's Kevin tonight?
Who cares?
I don't know. I was gonna say if you're talking, Kevin, we can't hear you. Something's up. That explains why we're.
He's still learning the YouTube. He's mocking his army and and showing only his hands.
It's probably that headset issue again.
Cut him out.
So there's a little. So I got level 1 of the Sorcerer Tower. I'm gonna work on the interior next, so I don't get too tall before I do something on the ground level. I think I'm gonna need to put a trap door in here too, so that there's a faux dungeon going down.
You don't have a gun. Doesn't do any good.
What if the interior was a different color than gray?
Yeah, and it could be.
It totally could be.
Well, that might
like a magician's tower, right?
I think I need to make a circular staircase too, but I don't know if I can do it on this half shell. But I might try.
Of course you can. Anything's possible. You can do it.
Don't say no.
I could show it diminishing also, and it's like, hey, there's the top half of it.
Yep. Even with just like one of the old Harry Potter staircases, like the old gray ones, like you might be able to like sneak one in there. It might bump out the back further than you want it to for like your module size, but like maybe make a double module.
Yeah, I could start half of it here going up, and then if I do a spiral staircase, it as long as it could start halfway and then go a full level to explain itself.
This
is the engineer in me. I'm like, what is your purpose? And it looks cool. I'm just kind of talking out loud.
It's fine.
No, it's all good, man.
Because I flip it around, and first thing I gotta think, I could put some treasure chests and potions in there, but it needs a staircase.
I'm thinking the Army Displayer Extraordinaire is still having audio difficulty, is my guess.
Ghosts.
Kevin because he brought out his goats.
Goat commanders. They need
just
some.
rude. How do you misplace an entire bin of Lego that you literally just had your hands on?
You just had it?
I swear to God, I was just holding it.
Oh, you probably put it with next to your, one of your Brickworld displays. I'm sure. I'll try and help.
Storage.
Nope, you didn't do that again.
No.
I tried.
That was awesome last week, by the way. I was like, there's my tan tiles, but yeah, this is dark blue, and I haven't used dark blue for a while. I literally just had it in my hands. Found it.
We scared it out of your hands.
It was behind the camera, so.
Actually, Panda, the goats are clones. I'm sorry to say, they are cloned goats, but they're still pretty cool. I bought a few. I got mine sitting over there. Mine are.
They're like almost indistinguishable from the Lego goats, except for the stud connection on their feet.
Yeah, and the fact that there's more colors, different colors than there are in the.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, that's the original one, but they make them different colors and different.
Yeah, I mean,
some without the print, like the patch.
Like a nicotine patch.
Here I got a couple. They're all patched though.
Why?
So
I like that.
This one's actually better than the Lego Goat. Check this one.
I like that one.
It's like a caramel color one.
Yeah.
Black patch. So the black patch becomes optional. You can take that off.
Oh, okay.
So you have different colors. There's the
Love
original. This one and this one. Pretty good.
I like the dark one.
They need to make a all black one, so you got the evil.
The Satan
evil
one?
Goat. Yeah.
An evil goat.
From the movie The Witch.
Put the goat in.
Oh yeah, he definitely needs a goat. Oh,
that makes the scene. There you go.
There you go. I think Panda's on to the reason that we don't have goats anymore.
He's going back to this army collector.
No, the Empire did. The Empire kidnapped all the goats from all the planets.
Just add a goat. You want to make a mock? Just add a goat.
Yes, but in Larry's case,
I agree.
In case he didn't he get technically, or people were hoping he'd be disqualified from one of the last contests we did for using those goats.
I have thoughts about that.
I think I still have that. I still have that mock somewhere. I did not take that apart. It's something. It is somewhere. Probably up behind me. Got to keep it together so I can build the coaster part of the rest of the coaster part of it for for a later time. Just a mini one. As I've been instructed.
Starting to get too many parts out. Gonna clean up a little bit.
Sounds like a problem.
Is there such thing as too many parts out? I didn't think there was.
Too many bins not in their proper place.
No, I have the same problem here at the moment. Yes.
During the stream, you can move like I want to move on. I might just call it tonight. I'm gonna probably work on the gate though.
No one would judge you if you had to go right now.
Yeah, because it's misleading with our part 2 stream here. What time it is? I've only been going for an hour and 15 minutes.
We went for an hour and a half before, so we're closing in on 3 hours. 3 hours.
Yeah, not quite 3 hours yet. So calm down.
Not yet, but we're getting there close. We're getting close.
Let me see what happens.
Okay.
I'm trying to build a collaborative display for Brickworld Expo. So I'm trying to like build individual modules, and it's like going real slow. We have had the basement has flooded 3 times in the last 3 months. I'm sorry, last 5 months. It happened before Brickworld Chicago. So I'm like, all right, I'm finally ready to go. There's no drywall on half these walls. This room smells like mildew. I'm like, I don't care anymore. I refuse to be held back anymore by like structural problems in my house. I don't care if the ceiling caves in on me. It's
a
time
build
to
room.
bird.
It's a build room. It doesn't need to look nice. You're fine.
Exactly.
We're not going to judge you. Not going to judge you based on that.
We'll judge you based on other things.
Oh, he's got a voice. He's got a voice.
Speaks. Mr. Army Builder Extraordinaire speaks with his.
Indeed. Jesse, I like your D&D building.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
I think the 3-color palette thing is a little too closely followed by a number of people, but it works for yours.
Yeah. Well,
Kevin has an opinion. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
I've been holding back my opinion multiple times so far, Mark.
yeah. My third color is black, so so far.
Hi, Kevin Wagner.
Hi, Marcus.
I love you. And I actually really mean that. That's not sarcasm. I adore Kevin Wagner as much as I hate him. Oh, I'm kidding.
Love to hate.
It's just moments of hate when I talk, right?
Yeah, yes. Every word you speak. How's your week, buddy?
Quite the week.
Water reclamation?
What was that?
Water reclamation?
No.
I thought that's what you did.
Oh, it's part of what I do, but
Okay.
more road, water, storm, sewer design.
Yep. So that's what my brother-in-law does too. Yep.
Yep. So, no, it's some things come up this week. So,
Yeah, because like Wisconsin is kind of always flooding their roads.
yeah, it was less weather related and more project related. It's more the people doing the work than the environment that they're working in this week.
So Jacob should be getting a $35 check from us.
Nice, you'll be pumped.
I love it. Oh, what a good kid!
Maybe I'll try to have him open it on the on here when he gets it.
Oh, totally unnecessary. Just want to make sure he has like the self-esteem boost, if that means something to him.
Well, the money will mean something for sure.
Oh yeah, of course.
He loves displaying at Brickworld.
Yeah, it's obvious. Like I said last week, or maybe the week before, he's like one of the people who's always like. There's a lot of people who do this, but he's like the only one under the age of 15 who is always like right there to be like, "Do you need help with anything?" And I'm like, I think this is against labor laws, so I usually say no. But it's just so adorable. The kid come up and be like, "What can I help you with?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, Good, but like, wow. He's like a work ethic before he's in high school. Freaking awesome.
Yeah, he loves helping people out, so which is great.
But also at the same time, I love that he's already a smartass.
I don't know where he got that from, so
I have no idea either.
none whatsoever.
Must be
He
somewhere
does think he's pretty funny, just like I do. So now he wants to have his own YouTube channel and Discord. We're moving Fox like the Discord, and I can't tell you how many times like I can create the server. I can create the server. I'll do it.
Hey, the EuroBricksCon Sundays has been very fun, like a great sort of like way to keep us all on track to like make the best collaborative display that we can.
I've got like 8 months before I start working on that.
I know, right? So on Sunday this week we had like this like a really aberrant part of the call where we're like, let's constructively critique the WISLUG Castle collab.
Oh, and it's great. And I wasn't on.
Like, no, I was like, where's Kevin?
Did you record it?
No, and it was an awesome call. It would have made an amazing call because like Ben and I stayed on because he wanted to show me one of his MOCs, and I was like, Ben, your work is so great. I'm like, I always love everything you build, but I'm like, what is wrong with that door? I was like, you get rid of that right now. And it was like the perfect sort of like back and forth about like critiquing design or like revisiting your design. But like, I think you really would have appreciated the things that we talked about. But everyone said that the things that we did talk about are things that you've already brought up. So it was like, it was basically like I said, hey, who would like unsolicited advice about how WISLUG could improve their Castle collaborative?
I would like unsolicited advice.
Yeah, well, I think you already know it because apparently I didn't say anything that you hadn't said before, and it was it was basically like everything's too matchy.
Oh yeah, however, the way we did it, it was unavoidable.
It was also at the same time. No one's collaborating like that. Nobody has gotten that sort of discipline from the beginning, so it can only grow from there. And it was basically like you can see like the start of like letting everybody have their own character in their own module, but it was like at the same time nobody was ready to like branch out and like be themselves yet. So it's kind of like some of the things that I talked to you guys about that was in there. That I thought were like the more like creative, innovative things. When you gave me the breakdown, I'm like, the people who were like putting innovative things in there had like 3% because they were outside of like the larger square modules, and they were building like trees or waterfalls or like interactive things or like a different type of house. But I'm like, I think you guys are on the way to like nail it, like really kill it with like. You guys have like the basics down for like making a standard, and the more you're able to individualize it, like the more it's going to organically grow and look like a really cool like castle village, a really amazing castle with lots of personality and like different types of houses and shops inside. Perfect place to start, like to collaborate with a group, and like the more you guys like grow together, and like the more people you bring in. And probably, as you know, working with EuroBricks over the years, the more people you cut out. Maybe I don't know because I don't know how you guys work together. But it's like it takes all that, like to like get people who really believe in it. And it takes years of working together to like really get it to a place where like everybody enjoys it.
Well,
but I was worried. I was seriously worried because I thought it was beautiful. I thought like on the ground, I thought it was beautiful. I'm like people are gonna be drawn to this because there's so much fun in it. You guys put movement, you guys put like foliage, you guys put like a consistency, so it looks like a giant castle that one person built. But like, it doesn't even matter like one way or the other. People's experience is going to be like, oh, several people built this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. It's a really good start. I know that like you're the like godfather of it, and like you've done an amazing job. Is my point. So to make a long story much longer, you're a badass. Good job.
Thank you very much. I believe that was the only year for that collab to be anywhere near that scale. So there's plans for it to be a recurring display piece for WISLUG, but it's gonna be a bit different.
Yeah, I think Kevin posted something, some kind of, or not. I think Andrew posted something recently, but I didn't look at it.
So it's going to become more like what the type of thing you see, like KLUG does with their amusement park and you'll see from modulars. Was that?
I said, yeah, that'd be great. Like to put it on that level. Do you mean size wise or like standard wise?
I mean like layout wise.
Nice.
It's going to be set up so that people can display together regardless of how many people are there. So it's not, it doesn't matter. You don't have to coordinate everything exactly. Everyone has their own discrete sections. So
yeah.
We shall see how that works.
Well, you have a great standard to start, so I think it's only going to like improve the longer you do it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I feel a little bit weird that like one of my favorite people is like, oh, thank you. I'm like, yeah, you're good. We critique each other all the time. No reason to be formal with me. You're perfectly welcome, my friend.
Well, I appreciate it either way. Either way.
Like this is making me uncomfortable being this cordial with you, so let's end this conversation.
That sounds just fine.
Nice.
Where's Kevin working?
Although 2 collabs was not the best idea.
Well, you did great in both.
Yeah, but
well, hello, husband. Sorry. Oh, dinner time. I have to go, you guys.
All right.
Great to see you.
Good to
I got a lot of work done, so thank you. You see kind of like the things building up here. We'll see more of it next week. Great night.
Yep. Have a great night.
Have a good night, Mark.
You guys too. Good to see you.
Bye.
So what are you working on, Mr. Wagner?
Still taking apart my Navarro build.
Oh, okay. Other than doing like a clone army, setup there,
Oh, I just moved that from somewhere else in my build area. I didn't set that up.
What?
We were expecting a miraculous, setup there.
I considered, do I pull out my 4 64x64 base plates of Empire troops and put that out? Like, nah, too much work. I'll just put this one out.
Yeah, looks good though. Did you get the big castle or not? Have you got it yet, or
I did? Yeah.
Have you built it yet or not?
No, of course not.
You're like me too. Just kind of waited a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Probably be a lot bit.
Well, I figured I'd start it. I'm actually videotaping it on OBS too, so I'll do a time lapse at some point.
Okay.
Some music in the background because won't really need to listen to the stream more than.
If I had time in a bottle.
Oh, not that. Won't be that. Bag 6. They got that same problem again. I'm missing parts. Other bag 6. This is bag 9. That's not bad. 7, 8, 13, 12, 16, 20.
So I've watched the first episode of She-Hulk,
Yes.
which I did like. How many are out right now?
2.
Oh, okay. So I'll probably watch the second one this weekend. I have not watched Miss Marvel yet. I still need to, but I kept seeing things pop up about She-Hulk, so I'm like, yeah. And actually, my daughter has been watching it so far. So hopefully, it doesn't get ultra violent or adult.
No, not yet. I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah. But
yeah, Abomination. What you got to look forward to in episode 2?
Okay, it's an Abomination. Well, that's too bad.
Tim Roth.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I'm hoping there's a good cameo like that in each one, but it might be.
Next time, if you could post a little spoiler alert before you say that, Jesse.
Spoiler alert!
You're almost as bad
It's
as
in the trailer. I didn't say anything more than like, if you watch the trailer, you know Tim Roth is coming.
Why would I watch the trailer? We watched the Buzz Lightyear movie, and Jacob's like, "Oh, let's watch the trailer first." I'm like, "No, we don't need to watch the trailer. Watch the trailer; it gives away like the whole movie."
Yeah.
So I didn't even bother to finish it because I didn't care anymore. It's like, well, I already knew this was going to happen and that was going to happen, and I've lost interest.
What? On Lightyear?
I'll finish it at some point, but we stopped for the night, and like they started watching it again the next day. And I'm going to go work on something I want to do while they're occupied with the movie. So
Zerg.
I'm not that huge of a Toy Story fan, so I'll probably end up liking Lightyear more than Toy Story, but I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not a toy. It's the movie the toy is based on. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like backwards as far as merchandising. So
and I think I'm on the 4th episode of the Orville season 4 now or season 3, I don't remember. But still really enjoying that. And then Lord of the Rings starts next week.
Yeah, I just rewatched The Hobbit, first 2 movies.
Why did you watch those? Oh, I hate the Hobbit
I
movie.
just want to get the characters and because when I remember reading the book and being so lost, because of the names and stuff, and so I just want to get the lore, the Arkenstone and all this stuff. Now it's fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
And so whatever flashback because this is going to be creating one of the rings, the Ring of Power. I should have some more knowledge.
Yeah.
Because my memory's not too great, so I just rewatched it. So I got Rivendell and Arkenstone and all this stuff in my head.
Arkansas and Riverdale and all that stuff.
Riverdale, Arkansas.
Yeah, I actually have the Silmarillion on CD. Which is hard to get through, but I think I've listened to that a couple of times now, so I've got pretty good background on when they're going to be the movie's going to be, or the series is set, I think. So.
Oh yeah.
And I heard the first reviews have come in pretty good, so I'm hoping that's the case. We'll see.
Oh crap!
And I don't have HBO, so I haven't watched any of the Game of Thrones yet. Well, I haven't watched the first episode of Game of Thrones yet.
That was pretty good. I only watched it once. I think I need to rewatch, but I was like, I got to get ready for the Ring of Power. So
yeah, and I'll eventually get.
I'll probably do a rewatch while the same day the new episode comes out. So I'll watch 2 back to back.
Oh yeah.
That's good. They got some dragons.
All right.
Matt Smith's good, and the other actress that plays the lead, pretty good.
Are you guys building for September? I think we should.
September?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to necessarily be space, right?
It has to be space.
Oh, it has to be space.
You can have your ice bears in space.
No, I was thinking.
Ice bears in
I don't think so.
space.
I was thinking more like the
Haven't done it.
Friendship Timber was what I was thinking more like. I was thinking about.
You can do whatever you want. I don't think I got a commission I'm trying to finish, and I've been doing all this other stuff on the side, so it needs to be done in October before like October 1st though. So I basically need to finish
so you're
that.
moonlighting is what you're saying.
Yeah, moonlighting. I got a side job.
Why are you going to do September, Kevin?
I think I might. I've kind of been interested in it for a while. My problem is I always get hung up saying, what Star Wars ship am I going to build? And I might just build something that's general space instead.
Oh, yeah. Might be. Well, and that makes it a little bit
It's a lot easier.
Yeah. You just build, whatever. I mean, I could try. I'll have to research that.
Do or do not. There is no try.
No, there is that true. Yeah. I'll have to just kind of maybe see if I can just kind of think of something and then maybe try and do it. We'll see. I've got a few days to kind of plan it out, I guess.
Yep, you've got 4 days, 5 days, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So just start building next Friday. And you'll be all set. I would think over the course of 4 shows, you should be able to build 100 stud ship, Reed.
Who says I'm going to build it on the show?
I'm saying if you're looking for time to do it, that should be sufficient. That's what, 16 hours, 15 hours?
Mm-hmm. True. We'll see. It does. I mean, it always does sound like it should be pretty fun to do. It's just, like you said, it's. I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to do it here anyways because all my parts are out in storage. So probably whatever that I'd be using would be probably out there. It'd probably be easier to build out there. So hopefully we'll get some mild weather. That would definitely help make the decision a little bit easier. Okay, later, Hawkeye. Good night, buddy.
September is usually a month for weather.
Yeah.
Look at this castle.
Oh, and I heard you complaining, Reed, about the guy that posted all the helmets he's not using.
Well, I didn't really complain. I just thought it was kind of interesting.
Oh, you were complaining, all right.
Well, a little bit. Well, I mean, it's just probably just basically echoing the other, comments that were out there. But yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I see that, and I'm like, but I had a lot of castle parts. Not next to that person.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have. I mean, I probably have some stuff too, but I mean, nothing like that. I mean, I got stuff like that in other stuff, but.
Well, I mean, he's got hundreds of each helmet, or up to like 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't. I didn't collect back then, so I mean, that's kind of.
But still, it's like you got to stop at some point.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, you got to use it. I mean,
in my collection of army figures, because otherwise, who wants 100 Black Falcons, right?
I do.
I know you do. That's why I said it.
I guess in the end, it's kind of things where just like everything, it's like why just keep grabbing and getting more and more and more if you're not going to use them. That's the whole goal behind it. I mean,
what's wrong with 100 Black Falcons?
When are you going to display them?
Wow.
Because you can keep buying.
At least I don't have 400.
Yeah.
Who's got 400?
When are you actually? First off, when are you really going to be displaying that many figures in a build? And then secondly, what aren't you buying in order to get those extra 50 or 75 Black Falcons?
I don't know. I didn't miss out on anything this year.
What was that?
I didn't miss out on anything this year. I only have 325 of them.
Well, how many of the Raven Knights do you have?
Like 5.
Exactly. I think the Raven Knights are as cool, if not cooler, than the Black Falcons.
Which one was the Raven Knight?
The orange one that came in the collectible minifigure. And what about the Northern Warrior that came in the last CMF series?
Well, you can't.
That came with the Huskies.
That's what the
That
problem
one I
is.
don't have a lot of. I have the Moon Warrior.
Yep. Then there's the Moon Warrior as well.
I mean, I think that's basically how we're going to get our castle figs from going forward. You know.
Well, except how do you buy them when Bricklink doesn't list them? The CMFs are not listed on Bricklink. You can't figure out which ones you have now. How do you buy the figures when there's no place to buy them?
I thought they are listed on Bricklink.
They're not. I checked today at like 3, and they were not on there. I found one person in Germany. That
Oh, the new one. Oh, the
custom-
new ones?
What?
The new 23s?
Yes.
Yeah, they're not out till September 1st.
Oh, okay. I thought they were out August 1st. Someone's
September.
selling them in Germany, so.
Yeah, September 1st. Now the Coles is starting to show up because Heather Bricks down in Indiana's got a whole set already. So Coles is putting out really-
Okay, that's what threw me off.
Yeah, I hit the Coles on the west side of Madison. They didn't have any out the other day when I was in there, but yeah.
Okay. Then I'm less concerned.
Yeah.
Like-
don't-
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because they talked about that on Tuesday night. I watched Heather Bricks and Mr. Bookie Boo. They stream on Tuesday nights on Instagram, so I was watching, and she was talking about that. And I said, yeah, and she's like, oh, I got another dragon. So hey, I'll take all your extra dragons. I got to do matchmaking with my 30 red ones. So
Matchmaker, make me a match. Find you fine. Green dragon.
yeah, I mean so hopefully they'll be out here pretty soon. So.
Yeah, and there are a couple of figures I'm interested in, but nothing I'm that like if I missed the whole series, I like a couple of those elves, but I really wouldn't care that much.
Which ones are you looking for?
The elf and the knight.
Oh,
But
okay.
the knight, I'm gonna have a hard time using her because I'm just not like I would much prefer if the crown was white instead of pink, like the other one.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I've never been that big a fan of that symbol back when it was around in the classic castle either. So, looking at the shields they re-released from what is that, 70s or early 80s, late 70s. The green and yellow chevron is like one of the only ones I'm that interested in. Because the other ones are a little too basic compared to what the shields are these days.
Well, so just in case if I'm out feeling, I mean, how many elves are you going to be looking for?
They're in boxes. How are you going to feel them?
No. 23 is still in bags. Next year, though, because I complain about that too. They're in bags for this series. Next year, all of them will be in boxes. This will be one of the last series that'll still be available.
Why didn't they keep a good series for the last one? This one isn't even that great. I'm looking for like 2 to 4 of them. Not a lot.
Okay. I'll keep you posted if I find them or whatnot. So.
And I would, whatever nights you come across, I'd probably take 4 to 10, depending.
Okay.
Whatever you find.
How many days are you looking for?
What?
How many days are you looking for?
How many? Oh, and I want the dragons too. I forgot about that. How many? What am I looking for, Mike?
How many days are you looking for? You want all the nights, but
yeah. Sorry, I did not catch on to that.
How many of the dragons? 5, or are you looking for more than that?
Dragons, probably 6 to 8 again. I can't remember how many of the red dragons I have.
Okay. Hey, my eyes kill. You know me.
You?
Yeah.
I do know you.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I know you. I started with you once.
so yeah. I mean, it will suck when they do go to the I'm not gonna lie. When I go to the freaking boxes, that's where I'll be buying. Have to buy cases, which will suck. But, oh well.
Yeah. Well,
Ooh.
they've got a couple gems each year, but then the majority of their sets are worthless to me now.
Yeah.
Like the Viking was awesome, the Raven Knight was awesome, but and then like they had a couple, like the Toucan was cool. Some of the costumes are kind of cool, but I don't really need them.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. Is you're right. I mean, once they go to boxes, you're right. It'd be one of those things. Well, I think I'm gonna end up invest in a scale and just kind of buy some. Open
Yeah,
them.
see, I'm just gonna scale it back.
Got it.
Yeah, so Series 22, the Troubadour was the highlight for sure. The Nordic Warrior was kind of cool. The Acorn Elf was kind of cool. The Female Warrior was kind of cool. And the Troubadour, his whatever musical instrument was the highlight for him.
Yeah, and they got that in the castle now in this one. So yeah, I mean,
actually, and 21 had the Centaur, which is awesome.
Yeah, that one I got a bunch of. I turned them into the Ice Stars.
And the Aztec Warrior, which was pretty cool, and the Hermit Crab, which was awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a few, but you're like you said. I mean, in the end, you get still got to figure out a way to use them all. But yeah.
Series 20 had the Raven Knight, which was phenomenal, and the Viking, which was also phenomenal.
Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, I keep looking. It'll be interesting to see how they. But I mean, in the end, if they get harder to feel for figs, then the whines and the complaints from us castle folks will get louder because we'll be like, okay, now you got to start giving us battle packs because now we can't army build anymore. So now we need battle packs.
Yeah, but they're not concerned with us army building. That's not the reason they're making them.
I know.
So
I know.
It just means I'll be paying $10 a piece instead of $5 a piece. And it'll have to be a really good figure before I bother to buy it.
Well, that or like I said, you'll be waiting on your pal Reed to go to the store with a scale and be like, yeah, give me,
True. I will continue to rely on you as much as you feel like continuing with that practice if it works.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try. I'll buy a box and then weigh them, and if that works, it'll be great.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, then it'll be like, well, all right. Well, I guess my CMF collecting is done. Like you said, just total scale back,
Yeah.
Save the money for more winter villages. Go to 3 instead of 2 a year, I guess.
And I wonder if that'll have any impact on their sales. It probably won't, but you never know.
I guess it depends on, like you said. I mean, they're not looking for the fans to be doing it, but I mean, how much of the fan? I mean, because I've been to Targets lately too, and I mean, I'm not even seeing them in the stores. I mean, like at the registers. So it's like in the end, I mean, where are they putting them these days? Because it's almost like they've scaled back production to the point where they're almost not really even making hardly any of them. So
I feel like that they have scaled it back significantly. Because they had some major issues early on with so many extras, and I feel like they're intentionally scaling back what's out there so that they don't have to liquidate stock.
Maybe.
Or maybe it could be too that the stores aren't buying as much anymore because they kept getting leftovers. But it seemed like there were only a few series that really had that problem. It wasn't that widespread.
Unless, of course, we're still just seeing remnants of the issues of.
Yeah, it could be that they just they can't ramp up production enough to put out what they want, but I don't know.
Oh, did I miss it? Did I miss something somewhere? Yeah, I bet I did. Miss that? I hope not. That's gonna be a Dickens to get to.
Where is Laurentis tonight?
He was streaming. He was the one. He was the reason we're on part 2 because when he left streaming live from Brickslopes, he actually hit the kill button by accident.
Hit the end broadcast. Yeah.
Yeah, hit the end broadcast button.
Gary.
So, yeah, that was humorous. Always
Yeah, I
good.
forgot he's at Brickslopes. Did it look like a decent show?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, it looked good.
All kinds of good stuff.
Yeah, I mean that show's starting to find its, to the point where it's getting big and good. So yeah. Well, today was one of the public days because Sunday, because of Utah, there's nothing going on. So this is one of the public days.
Oh,
And
that's
so
right.
he left to go to the keynote, which was going to be Mark and Steven.
Oh, nice.
And so so he left to do that. But yeah, he walked us around. He showed us a bunch of stuff. So it's good. It's good. And that's the nice thing is, when people are at the shows, they can walk us through and show us stuff and whatnot. So it's cool. It's good. Yep. So that's where he was. And then Mark obviously was here, and I think that's about it. I mean, Doc was in earlier, but when part 1 ended, he kind of went when part 1. I think he might have thought the stream was over too. Who knows? So. But yeah. I'm gonna put this.
Jesse, did you get the Doctor Strange modular?
Yeah.
You built it already?
No,
Oh, wow.
I know.
What's wrong with you?
I've I don't know why I bought it because I've already mocked it. So
Yeah.
so it's sitting right. It was sitting here in the
Well, if you're looking to give it away, I would take it off your hands, I guess.
the problem is I definitely want the minifigs out, right? Because
Yep.
the
Well,
evil Doctor Strange and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I gotta have that.
I finally, I finally started building sets or buying sets and then not ever building the set, just getting the minifigures like the Bad Batch shuttle.
Yeah.
I didn't bother to build the shuttle. It wasn't that great anyways, and I just parted it out. Back in the day, I built everything, but now
Yeah, they drafted that shuttle at the last WISLUG.
I heard that, which is awesome.
I left before they were even done sorting. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I drafted
we
the
did
armor.
the,
That was fun.
We did the Friends Ideas set from the show, and it took us over 2 hours to sort that thing. So I could see how Bad Batch doesn't have as many pieces as the Friends set does, but still going to be time consuming to sort that out. We looked at that stadium that's on sale for almost 50% off, the soccer stadium, but it would be such a commitment to separate that.
Yeah, I was looking at that too.
how many
Looks
parts?
If you want the corrugated piece in like primary colors, then
Yeah, I know. It's white with blue and yellow and red, which is
yeah,
I don't want blue, yellow, and red. So
right. I'm like, it was gray of those pieces or white or something. I don't know.
yeah,
That I looked at it, so it was a good deal for the piece.
oh yeah, but yeah, without those grays and earth tones and dark colors, probably not going to bother.
Oh, let's shift it up. Maybe I don't need that then.
Yeah. I'm fine. Is that you, Kevin? Did you just do that? Did you just
That
run?
was me.
Very nice. So no shows or anything going on these days up in your neck of the woods?
No. The next thing I think is the Sci-Fi Days in Milwaukee. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I doubt I'll be able to make it, even though I would kind of like to.
Sci-Fi Days?
The sci-fi show
Oh.
at the Science Museum down on the lake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But you gotta have sci-fi built, so you gotta build something like a spaceship or something to be able to display there.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like a September build or something like that.
That reminds me, I was in your guys' neck of the woods last week.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I flew a 4-seater plane to Green Bay.
Oh, nice. Did you do anything in Green Bay while you were here?
We checked out the National Railroad Museum.
Ah, I see. I have tried to get a display set up there, and they haven't been very open to it, which is too bad.
Yeah, I think they didn't even really have model trains, and that's
the
perspective I'm coming from. But looking from there, like you don't want to confuse people because we get guests that are like, hey, where are the real trains?
Yeah.
So they have the real trains, which is cool. And I think so, like keeping that purism, I guess, if you will, is kind of a factor. We had a G scale in the kids play area. That's about it. But yeah, that was quite an experience flying out there. Got to see Lambeau Field from the air.
Yep.
And got to pilot the plane.
That's cool.
From here to there, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of flight time.
I worked like 3 blocks from Lambeau.
Oh, okay. We went to the Bricks Tavern, home brew and burger place in that
Where's
area.
That?
The Brick House.
Oh yeah, in De Pere, I think.
It was like 5 minutes one way. Like we were at the airport and we were at the museum, and it was like 5 minutes. It was 5 minutes away, so we went there.
Yeah. Did you have to go kind of under a railroad bridge to get back out to the airport?
Probably.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. And that's a good place.
Yeah, it was really good. Free pickles before your burger came. That was kind of funny. And then sliced, peppers or spicy pickles and stuff. Yeah, no, I had a good time out there. Just taking a day trip like that.
Yeah.
But I was with train guys, so I wasn't going to really say, hey, let's go to I looked it up. I'm like, where's the nearest Lego store? Oh, it's in Milwaukee, so or whatever, I was like, that's 3 hours away, so we're in the wrong town.
Yep. No, if you go to Chicago, you're driving half an hour between stores usually. Yeah, there's not much to do Lego up here.
No, yeah, we by the time we got back, it was good. It was a good day.
Was that last weekend?
Yeah, well, Tuesday we took a day. Oh, okay. I took a day off, and so I must have mentioned it on the stream, but I don't remember telling you guys.
Yeah, and it's funny because Tuesday I took the day off and took the kids up to Escanaba in the UP, so I was actually gone that day anyways. No, last weekend there was a buy-sell trade event where there are a bunch of people that sell Lego at the mall.
Oh.
So and I think Reed's done it before too.
Oh, that was last week. Oh.
It was. How'd you like it?
I missed it again.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm on that list anymore. That's okay. I mean, I probably would have maybe thought about doing it, but
I would have thought about it and then not done it. So
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've got enough stuff where I probably should do it again, but I just, I mean, I've been selling some stuff on Facebook. It'd be nice to be at a store where at least I don't have, where at least if somebody, somebody decides to try to undercut or say, well, how about this? I can just kind of go, no, instead of having to send a reply and then you going, well, because I'm on Facebook there, like I love the people who are just like, well, if I buy all of it, what kind of deal can you give me? I go, none. I want what I'm asking. I'm not looking to. I don't need to sell it. I mean, that's the kind of thing I think some people don't realize is, I try to say that, but it's like people still don't get it. Like, I don't need to sell anything. I just want to sell it so I can, buy other stuff. Like this beautiful castle here.
What do you guys think? I got a staircase.
Oh, well, you got to say something because I'm building. I'm not even paying attention.
he's talking.
I'm talking. I'm not listening. Yeah, there you go. It looks good.
Very nice. Yeah,
looks good.
got that jumper method.
Yeah, I did a 2x2 jumper that goes into a 1x4, so you can shift it over enough.
Oh yeah.
Not bad. I don't think it hides the door too much, like, because I want to be able to show that you can go from that floor to that floor.
Yeah.
It's not attached to the wall, right? Just it's free.
No, yeah, it's but it's snug. It's just held on by this brick down here right now. Actually, I studded it down above the staircase right there. You see that circle cylinder in there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last time I built a hand-built staircase was before the 2x2 jumper was made, so quite a while ago.
Yeah.
I used the headlight brick. I put a headlight brick sideways and whatnot and stacked them and did stairs sideways. So I built with the headlight brick and built it sideways and then just had one.
Did you build it sideways?
Yeah, I built it like this. All my stairs were sideways.
You're not on the camera.
I know. all my stairs were built, I built them sideways with the plates, and then I just had the headlight brick in the end that attached to another row of headlight bricks.
It was sideways?
Yeah, so I wish I had some at one point. I think I have them here, but I'm not going
They do the sideways staircase in that castle build you're doing, Reed.
Okay.
There's a clever kind of stone staircase going up to the drawbridge, I believe. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to it yet. I'll have to look for it.
It's the last thing you build.
Yeah, I have not gotten there then yet because I'm in bag like 7, I think. So.
Yeah, I built this. You build, modules of this castle. I'll let you enjoy it. I think I'm out tonight. I got this thing done to a good point where I'm happy and I need some sleep.
Okay.
Well, have a wonderful evening.
See you guys next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. September Labor Day weekend. I don't know who's gonna do it. If people are traveling and stuff. I still plan on being here, I guess.
Yeah. What day is Labor Day? 5th, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I'll be here next week. Fine. The 5th week, it might be like a shorter stream that week if I'm thinking I might have to work the next day. If not, it might be a short stream anyways because I might have been up too long and might not be able to function. So we'll see.
Yeah. Otherwise, thanks for the castle advice. I will keep you guys informed.
We'll have fun.
Sounds good. Have a good night, Jesse.
Good night, Jesse.
Bye.
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 Thanks.